All right, so good morning, everyone, and welcome to our very first meeting for the May 2022 NTC exam. My name is Mr. Excel. You've been seeing my picture, yeah, but I think today you're gonna have a video look of myself, so that is just who I am. Let's get started. So, what today's meeting, our focus will be on what are the topics you're going to cover in the classes. So, or what are the topics you're going to be assessed on in the exam. So, with our very first meeting, I want to expose everyone to the topics. So, whether you have paid or you have not paid, you're going to enjoy all the topics that you're going to be looking at. And if we once met in either Obuasi or in Kumasi or in Takrade, you have a chance to have a recap of everything that you've learned. And if you're meeting it for the first time online too, it's an honor meeting you. I'm so much privileged to welcome you to this very platform where we study together and advance ourselves as professional teachers. So let's get started. So what courses are we going to cover in these classes? We're going to be looking at three courses. That's literacy, numeracy, and then essential professional skills. These are the three main courses you're going to cover in the exam or in the class as well. Now let's go topic by topic in each of them. So under literacy, you'll be looking at order of adjectives. So not necessarily adjectives, but order of adjectives. That is, we've narrowed in adjectives. So adjectives, we're looking at especially order of adjectives. We'll be looking at direct and reported speech. We'd also focus on concords and proximities, tenses and aspects, question tags, or let me say question and answer tags, sentence formation. We're looking at prepositions, idioms and phrasal verbs, synonyms and antonyms, comprehension, and then essay. I think on the right side, the things are the usual everyday things that we expect in any English exam. And on the left is where you throw much emphasis on. So order of adjectives, we're looking at I have a beautiful brown bag. Beautiful and brown are all adjectives that are modifying or qualifying the bag. What should come first? Should I say I have a beautiful brown, I have a brown beautiful bag, or I have a beautiful brown bag? So when it happens this way, maybe this one very simple because very common we often say. But when you have lots of adjectives, you have 3 or 4 adjectives all modifying a noun or all qualifying a particular noun, which one should come first? That's a question. So after that lesson, you'll be very much educated on how and which to actually use. How do you know the order which should come first before the other? And I'll do my best to help you really grasp the content and the context very well. Next, you're looking at direct reported speech. So Kofi said, "Come here." Kofi said, "Come here." Assume I'm to write all these things. You realize now Kofi said, "Come here." It's a direct speech, so I'm quoting what exactly Kofi said. But if I want to really paraphrase what Kofi said, reframe what Kofi said, how should I say it? How should it be written? So, and the direction for the speech, we will do our very best as well to help you get a concept there too. Next, we're looking at subject-verb agreement, concords, and proximities. So, neither Kofi nor the boys, will you say was here or were here? Neither Kofi nor the boys, is it was or were? I'm sure you're thinking of it now. So we're looking at all those things and a subject-verb agreement or concord and proximities. You're looking also at tenses and aspects. So under tenses, we have the present tense, the past tense, and then the future tense. When looking at all these, in all these aspects, you're looking at the tenses individually. So you cover about 12 different tenses. Now, after you're done with all the 12 tenses, no matter the question I was giving you, you would be able to really answer them very well, and you expect not less than 4 questions probably from tenses in the exam. And the other badges you can get 3 of them. Over the report you can get 3 or 4, and a concourse you can get about 5 questions that you can get maybe 3 or 4. Sentence formation you may get 2 questions probably. Preposition you can get 4 or 5 questions from there as well. So you're looking at all these, and then For the everyday constant, generally demanded ones, for idioms and phrasal verbs, you can get maybe 3 questions or 4 questions from there. On synonyms and antonyms, you can get about 6 to 8 questions there. That's super. Then the everyday comprehension, so they read a passage and I'll help you on how you can easily identify where the answers are in a passage without you stressing yourself so much. Then essay writing, how you can write a very concise, well-informed essay that represents the fact that you are a scholar, you are a graduate, not in the lengthiness of it, but something very brief and good enough for you to be certified as a professional teacher. I would help you advance your knowledge in that. Next is essential skills. So in essential skills, you'll be looking at 3 various standards or 3 main standards: professional values and attitudes, which I call the PVA, and that you'll be looking at professional development and community of practice. So another topic or topics you'll be looking at as a professional teacher: how do you advance yourself professionally? How do you upgrade your knowledge? How do you engage in lifelong learning? How do you further your education? What are some of the challenges that come along with it? What are the procedures for you to follow to get that done? And when it comes to your teaching, how do you build upon that? How do you develop? We're looking at quite a number of ways you can strategy that teachers can use, and they would advance themselves in their knowledge and teaching as well. You also have community of practice, where you with your other colleagues, your supervisors, your mentors, your colleagues, you, as iron sharpens iron, you sharpen yourselves and see how best you can collectively develop as professionals. We'll be looking at professional knowledge, and at that you'll be looking at everything that comes to constituents. We're looking at the educational framework of the country, what educational policies guiding Ghana's education, what is a curriculum, what content that the curriculum seek that we achieve. We're looking at that as well. And when it comes to knowledge of students or knowledge of learners, you must know your learners very well. So how do you get to know them? We cover all of those topics in there. Then the final topic we're looking at will be professional practice, and that's got to do with how do you manage classroom situations, how do you manage teaching and learning itself, how do you assess your learners to know whether they understand what you're teaching them. All this is will be covered in there by myself and then the team, and you'll be chipping in a few of the previous topics. For essential skills in particular, initially we used to treat about 6 topics: school and community climate, management administration, election authority, assessment, and a whole lot. But the council changed the outline, and if you are on this class, on this group, in this page, you are very privileged because you're getting the right information. Others keep learning the old or the archaic outline. So I was still chipping a few portions of those ones so that at least no matter how the questions would be, like, you'll be on top because you have met with Excel himself. Alright, so next on numeracy. So numeracy, we're looking at introduction to numbers, a very interesting topic. You look at number pattern, one of the topics I love so much that people really find it so difficult to understand. It's so surprising. We look at fractions and decimals. We'll also look at percentages and the applications in everyday life on business. We'll look also at probability, one of the most easiest topics you can ever have, and numeracy. You look at ratio and proportion, a very superb topic, very interesting. We look at statistics, measure central tendency, that is the mean mode, median. We look at that. You look at Pythagoras theorem. Pythagoras theorem is a topic I salute all the time. It's very easy to understand, and I'll possibly use maybe 3 minutes to finish teaching that, and you would love it. You love it. You also look at area and perimeter of various shapes, then the features that each of the shapes also possess, and I wouldn't pay so much attention to conversions, hours, minutes, kilometers, meters, and all those things. But I saw a few questions under that, and you'd be good to go. We also look at equations and inequalities, and that's also another interesting topic. But our main concern will be on the word problem that comes along with it. So, word problem will be handling. It's not really as a topic, but in between almost everything that you'll be learning, you have word problems in it. Then methods of teaching mathematics, a very interesting topic, which I would be using them all along when going through the topics on the left side, then advanced preparation for a math class too. What are the things you need to do? What preparation you need to make? You look at all of those things as and when we move forward. So, brothers and sisters, these are the topics you'll be looking at as you have come to meet Mr. Excel for your NCC exam. It is my prayer and my hope that after going through this period with you, you would really come to add on to your knowledge, and when you go to the field as well, you teach to the best of excellence that you know. And more importantly, with the exam, you'd write the exam and be laughing and smiling just because everything that we discussed had appeared in the exam, and you have proven that you are an A-class student. I am so much grateful for, among the lots of people who are providing tuition for the classes, you chose me and you chose to study with me, and I take so much delight in that. And I want to tell you that I'm very much grateful. And I would say that in the next 6 weeks ahead of us, as you'll be interacting, may you treat me well, and I'll treat you so good. And I'll do everything I can, everything possible to ensure you pass. And expect many questions from me. Expect many questions. So you should be ready for questions. Solve them. Disturb me, and I'll respond to you anytime that you're ready to meet me. So many thanks for your time and attention. I'm so grateful once again. It's around 3 a.m. now, so I'll be leaving to bed. Let's meet another time. Thank you.